Hello, this is Raymond Moore, and welcome to Wise Talk Radio. You can reach me on Facebook at Raymond Moore Speaks or at Raymond Moore. You can go to Raymond Moore Speaks, and I'd love if you'd share the link, and if you'd like the link also once you get to the page. So let's get started. Today I want to talk to you about success through helping others. It's a topic that a lot of people are not very versed on. People don't pay attention to helping others. In our society today, a lot of what we do is really based on how many people we help, and if we help them, then we're expecting something in return. What we should be doing is simply saying, who can we help? How can we add value to other people? So I want to talk to you today about how we can get success through helping others. We're going to talk about servant leadership today. So some people, you may say that 2018 was really a bad year. Some people are actually really happy just to get out of 2018 and just looking forward to the opportunities of 2019. You may even say that 2018 was great. You had a successful year and things were wonderful for you. On the other hand, are you really excited about 2019? Regardless of what 2018, what you accomplished or didn't accomplish in 2018, are you ready for 2019? Have you put certain things in place in order to make 2019 work for you? So a lot of people, when they look forward to a new year, they think about the opportunities that they face, that are ahead of them. They look at the challenges and they try to figure out, how do I make it? What do I do to make things different for me? How do I face these challenges and not be hindered or knocked down by them? But I want to tell you that 2019 is a reason for hope. 2019 should give you new hope and excitement about your future and the prospects of improving your life. And I hope you fall into that category where you're looking forward to this year as opposed to just glad the last year is gone and have no idea what this year holds for you. My expectation of you and my hope is that you're excited about this year and that you're looking forward to what it has for you. I hope you're not feeling beaten. I hope you're not feeling dejected. And I hope you're not being hindered or hampered by failures that you experienced in 2019. So what I want to share with you today is simple. It's reachable. Some people may actually overlook what I'm about to share with you because of its simplicity. I can almost guarantee that you will have success in 2019 if you do this one simple thing, irrespective of what you did or didn't do in 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to suggest to you that if done, this one simple thing, if done, 2019 could be a completely different year for you. And here's the cool thing about this one simple principle. It is in such a way that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you can do it. Anyone can do this. Now, you may be saying, no, that's impossible. There's no one thing that I can do that can give me success in 2019, especially with all the failures that I experienced in 2018. So you may have those doubts. You may be thinking, well, okay, let's hear what it is. But I'm here to tell you that it is possible. So are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready to hear how you can have your best year ever? Here it is. Here's the secret. Here's the principle that I'm going to encourage you to take very seriously. With passion, with intensity, I want you to go out and help enough people accomplish their goals. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It is that simple. Let me say it again. With passion and intensity, I want you to go out and help enough people to accomplish their goals. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. Every day, it is important that you decide that you will help someone to improve their life. It's that simple. Be that individual who doesn't think only about self. Be that individual who's not focused just on me, myself, and I. Thinking only about how you're going to make yourself better, how you're going to get ahead in life. What are you going to do to make things better for you? And I'm not suggesting, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't do those things. I am simply saying, in your daily activities, make the effort to add value to someone else's life. Here's the thing. You will become successful in life when you help enough people accomplish their goals. It is a proven fact. The selfish individual who focuses only on themselves will never be truly fulfilled. But a part of true fulfillment comes when you help enough people to accomplish what they want in life. Now, most of you probably never heard of Robert Greenleaf, but he's the founder of the modern servant leadership movement. And he once stated that the first and most important choice of a leader that a leader makes is the choice to serve. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. The first and most important choice that a leader should make is the choice to serve. For without that choice, your capacity to lead will be severely limited. So leadership then, if you are really a true servant leader, it starts with having that capacity and that desire to serve others. So, I'm going to tell you a story. And maybe you've heard the story before. Maybe you've heard the story in different versions. But I for the sake of time, I want to remove some of the details of the story and touch on just some important points. Now, George Kohler, and again, it's probably a name you've never heard of, but as I expand on the story, you're going to realize if you paid attention to sporting events back in the 80s, then you may recall this individual. This is a guy, George Kohler, today who's successful in his own right. He was involved in hotel management back in the late 80s, and he decided that he was going to quit that, working at the front desk, and he was going to start his own limousine company. So he went out, and his fleet of limousines when he started his business consisted of one single limousine. That's all he had. So here's this guy sitting at the O'Hare Airport in Chicago one day, and a particular flight came in, and people were streaming out of the airport, out of the terminal, and getting into their vehicles and leaving. And he's the sole, at the end of all of that, he was the sole car sitting at that terminal. All cars left. Not a single person standing at the terminal. Then finally, this one guy emerged. And everyone knows who that guy is, Michael Jordan. And he looked a bit lost, looked a bit confused. No one from the Bulls organization came to meet him. He wasn't a first-round draft pick. And so George went up to him and said, "Hey, do you need a ride?" And he said, "Hey, I want to go to the Bulls hotel." And they had a conversation, and George took him to the hotel. And by the way, on the way there, George said, "I'll take you anywhere you want to go for $25. Friendship started. He dropped him off at the airport, gave him his card, said, "Please call me. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, give me a call and I'll take care of you." George extended himself to someone that he didn't know was packaged with greatness. Someone who had such greatness on the inside of him, but George couldn't tell that. But what he decided to do was serve one individual, and he offered himself that whatever you need, wherever you need it, if you need somebody to go get something for you, call me. George could have said, "Hey, I don't have any time for this. I'm busy trying to build my own limousine company." So instead of doing that, he made himself available to someone else. Now, everyone knows Michael Jordan. And from that point on, George not only became just a limousine driver for Michael Jordan, but he became his personal assistant. One day he said in an interview, if he wants something to be picked up, I'll go pick it up. If he wants something to be done, I'll go take care of it. He trusts me and I trust him. And as a result, Michael Jordan opened so many doors for that one individual who was willing to serve, ladies and gentlemen, who was willing to extend himself to one individual who may or may not have had a lot of promise, but George couldn't tell that at the beginning. So, how many times, I want to ask you this question, how many times, for those of you listening to me, have you made a choice not to help someone and a big opportunity passed you by? Think about that for a second. So many people have done that, where opportunities are right there, but the opportunity is somehow bundled in an individual or bundled in a situation that requires you to extend yourself, that requires you to step out and help someone, that requires you to give of yourself and help others. Now, it's painful to discover later on that a fabulous opportunity passed you by. It was right within your grasp, but you let it go because you missed a chance to help someone. Now, many of you have heard the story about George C. Bolt, who was a hotel manager in Pennsylvania. And so at work one day, George was approached by a very stately gentleman, wealthy gentleman, William Astor, for housing at the hotel. George was gracious and he helped the man and his family with lodging as they requested. Now, by just saying William Astor, a lot of people may not be familiar with that name. George again extended himself well beyond his requirement as for working at the hotel, made sure they were comfortable, checked in on them, and just went that extra mile. He gave above and beyond that which was required of him in helping someone else who happened to be very wealthy. Now, William Astor's full name is William Waldorf Astor, the enormously wealthy builder of the famous hotel and landmark in New York City, the Waldorf Astoria. Now, later on, when Astor built the Waldorf, guess who he called on? He called on Bolt, and he hired him as a manager for the Waldorf Astoria. Now, had he been the type of manager at the front desk who was mean, who was grouchy, who was rude, that opportunity would have passed him up. What if he hadn't shown kindness and professionalism when helping this man and his family? What could have happened to him? And I'm using this, ladies and gentlemen, to show you that in your daily activities, sometimes right on the job, someone may be there who has the capacity to promote you. Someone may be there who has the ability to elevate you. But all you see it as is a job. You see it as nothing more than a 9 to 5. I'm working X number of hours and I'm paid for those hours. And so because you do that, you miss this opportunity. You miss the opportunity to get anything special from other people. Those things just go by you, and sometimes some of you out there are wondering, how come these type of things don't happen to me? Well, I'm here to suggest to you, and I'm here to implore you that you should be the one who's going out to help people. You be the one who makes that decision to help other people. Now, I want to give you a little nudge forward in this little talk we're having to take that chance. Become a servant leader. Take that chance and move forward. Why? Because it's in doing so that you will find people just come out of the woodwork, and they're the ones who are going to help you. They're the ones who are going to promote you. They're the ones who are going to open up opportunities for you. And I want to suggest this one thing. Many times when you decide to extend yourself to help other people, it's not comfortable. It's not convenient. Because when you help people, you're really working on their schedule oftentimes. You're not working on your schedule, you're working on their schedule. And so you have to be determined that when you are moving forward to helping someone and you make that decision to be a servant leader, you will be inconvenienced. You will have to go out of your way. So some of the qualities you will see in yourself as you start to exhibit this attitude of servant leadership, or maybe I should put it this way, some of the attitudes and that you should exhibit and you should start to cultivate within yourself is you have to place immense value on others. Now, that's a term that in our society it's almost non-existent. People tend to place value only on those who they think can help them. People tend to place value only on themselves and only in the things or people they believe can help them to get ahead. But what if you change that paradigm for a little bit? What if you change that and say, I'm not going to focus on what they have or what they can give me, but I'm simply going to value them because they're human beings created in the image of God. And so I'm not going to choose to value them because of their station in life. I'm going to choose to value them simply because they're human beings. I'm going to encourage you today, ladies and gentlemen, to value people regardless of where they are. They are human beings. It was Mahatma Gandhi who said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And that is so awesome. Lose yourself in the service of others. In today's society, we're talking about gimme, gimme, gimme. It's all about me, myself, and I. The other thing I want you to think about for a second and to cultivate this attitude in yourself is to value the opinions of others and value their contributions. People are important. Allow other people to share what they think. Allow other people to share what they believe. Because oftentimes you're in a conversation and there may be a challenge and we're brainstorming. And if you dominate a scenario all the time, then you may not get good ideas that are embedded and hidden in other people because you never give them the opportunity to share. You don't allow them to open up, and you don't allow them to feel that their voice should be heard and their opinions and contributions are important. So I'm going to encourage you today, while you're valuing people, value their opinions also. I want you to start thinking we, not me. Take the spotlight off yourself. Focus on others for a second. Be humble. Humility is something that is almost non-existent from our society today. Everyone wants to step up. Everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants to be in the limelight. Everyone wants to be the center of attention. I'm going to encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, as you endeavor to be a servant leader, have a spirit of humility about yourself. It is better to choose to be humble than to be humbled by someone else. Don't stay in the limelight all the time. Get off the pedestal. Allow others to get visibility and credit also. Too often, when a team is successful, some leaders will step up and take all the credit and never give other team members credit for their participation in the success of a particular venture. So learn to give others credit. Remember what Jesus said when he walked the earth. He said, I came to serve. I did not come to serve, to be served. I came to serve. And that's a huge statement. He had every right, ladies and gentlemen, to demand that he be served. But what he did instead was simply make that statement, I came not to be served, but to serve. And he demonstrated this, especially when he sat with the disciples right before he went to be crucified, and he knew the horrors that he was going to suffer just in a few hours. He rolled up his sleeves, so to speak, and he got a basin and he washed the grimy, dirty, nasty feet of the disciples. And that was his demonstration of servant leadership, humility. I am the leader. However, I'm going to do this for you. He also made another statement in Scripture. He said, let those who are greatest among you become as the least, and let the leaders become as those who serve. So if you want to hear about servant leadership, it started with Jesus. He said, leaders should be the ones who serve. The biggest servers should be the leaders. It shouldn't be the other way around. Well, this is my title. I'm only here to serve, but I'm not a leader. Now, I'm not suggesting that everyone serves is a leader. What I'm suggesting is if you have the title of leader, then you should be the biggest server. And if that is not the case, if you do your own self-analysis and that is not the case, then you should start changing today. Imagine right now if everyone listening to me took the approach to eliminate selfishness from their personality and seek with the right motive to help others. Imagine what our world would be like today if each of us just made that simple adjustment. Nothing major. Remember what I said earlier, that today we're going to talk about a principle that could revolutionize your life, that could change your world and bring success to you in 2019. So imagine eliminating selfishness from your life. Imagine removing self out of the picture and focusing instead to help others. What a different world we would live in, ladies and gentlemen, if selfish ambition was not the prime directive of the vast majority of our population. The Bible states that we should not grow weary in doing well, for in due season, we'll reap our reward if we don't give up. Think about that. Don't get tired of doing the right thing. I understand there are some people, they are selfish. They constantly all they want to do is take from you, and they never give. I understand that. But in the process of life, as you continue to give, as you continue to be kind, as you continue to be a servant leader and give of yourself, in due season, you will reap a humongous reward if you don't give up. Now, you know you're not a servant leader if you're the type of person who just lord it over people all the time. Everything that happens, you have to be in charge. Your voice must be heard. Your voice is a final voice. Your decision is a final decision. There can't be multiple conversations going on. There can't be multiple train of thoughts going on. There can't be brainstorming in different areas. It must be focused on you. That's when you know you're not a true servant leader. Because servant leaders don't lord it over other people. And that's what Jesus says. He says the kings of the Gentiles lord it over others. And so you don't want to do that if you intend to be a true servant leader. You ensure others know that you are the authority when you're in charge. That is not something that a servant leader does. The reality is, if you have to tell people you are in charge and you have to constantly tell them that, can I suggest something to you? You're really not in charge. You probably just have a title. They don't respect you. So think about that for a minute. Leadership then, ladies and gentlemen, servant leadership, it's not so much an affair of the head, but more of the heart. Because it's not something you sit down and you calculate that I'm going to do this, and if I serve this person, then they're going to give me this, and then it's going to put me ahead. That's not the right approach. The idea is you step forward with a simple desire to add value to people. Because here's the thing, when you add value to people, you add value to yourself. Because the more you help people, the more people value you. They value your opinion. They value your input. And sometimes people will seek you out because you've been so helpful, and because you've helped them to get to where they are, they will always seek to help you to get where you are, where you want to be. So it's kind of like a symbiotic type relationship. You help enough people to get what they want, and then in return, you will get what you want because others will help you. So remember, you can have anything you want in life. If you get nothing out of this, get this, ladies and gentlemen, you can have anything you want in life if you just help enough people get what they want. Help enough people get what they want. You would be surprised at how many people out there are waiting for the rest of the world to say hello to them. A simple hello, a simple hi, you look good today, can change the world of someone else. Don't wait for others to come help you. Look for opportunities to help other people. Don't wait for people to ask you if you need help. Go out and you be the one to ask people if they need help. Value people. Value other people's input. Add value to people by helping them accomplishing their goals. And I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, 2019 will be an amazing year for you if you simply step out and decide that you are going to add value to one person every single day. One person outside of your sphere of influence. One person outside of your personal circle. Step out and be a good person. Step out and be a kind person. Do not let selfishness be the primary motivator or the driver that will push you this year to being successful. Because if it wasn't accomplished last year in the manner that you expected it to happen, then maybe you should change some things. Maybe you should adjust a few things this year so that things can work out a little better for you. And I'm imploring you, this may seem like a simple approach. This may seem like a simple thing. But if you work with it, if you start today by helping others, one of the things that you will find that when you help others, when you step out to help others, you stop thinking so much about yourself. You stop thinking about how bad your situation is. You stop thinking about how things need to change and how sad you are. When you go out and start to help people, sometimes you'll find that other people's situation are so much worse than yours, but they have such a positive outlook on life. It will cause you to reevaluate your situation, realizing that maybe things aren't so bad after all. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I close this broadcast, I want to encourage you, help others. Step out and help others. Please click on the bottom of the link and share this broadcast with your friends, and click on the like button. And I encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this, take some notes from it, and send me a word. Let me know what you think of this broadcast, because I want to continue to bring this to you. I want to continue to encourage you to make your life a better life in 2019. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, make it a fabulous Saturday, and thank you.